Buying or selling Stephen A. Smith actually being gone from NBA postseason coverage on ESPN and ABC, because Inside the NBA is here, and by playoff time next season, when ESPN is licensing that show from TNT, our understanding is that'll just be the show. During the regular season, it'll have its nights off where the NBA Countdown group is still on air, but during the postseason, it's supposed to be all Inside. Do you believe, given how much Stephen A. shoved himself into the front and center of this at every single chance that he had, that he will actually agree to that, and we will not see a trace of him during the finals next season?
There's no way. I think I'm selling that one too. Yeah, I don't. Well, just for what he makes, for somebody to make $20 million a year, like it's not just to host First Take. It's not to be a part of Monday Night Countdown. Like you're going to be a part of one of your biggest packages. So I don't know what that looks like, because I also am somebody who's of the mind that ESPN is not going to tinker with Inside the NBA, or at least foist talent like Stephen A. Smith on the Inside the NBA crew. Maybe it's like non-traditional in a way that like First Take precedes Countdown or something, like a version of First Take. I don't know. But I have a hard time believing like the Stephen A. Smith's only presence around the NBA playoffs come next year is just going to be hosting the show the day after in the form of First Take. I can't see it.
I tend to agree with you. I don't exactly know how they'll do it. I will just point out that even if one of the things that I think has gotten lost through the cracks that will bleed into the next person I want to bring up here is that if you watch Inside pregame, especially, they have like correspondence. They'll do a hit with, Chris Haynes or whoever the sideline reporter is, or some personality from around, even maybe like, the color analyst that night or whatever. So that's going to be an opportunity, and it's going to be ESPN talent, because ESPN's doing the game. So, maybe that is Richard Jefferson, or maybe it is, I guess, Lisa Salters, or maybe it's somebody like Stephen A. Smith, right? And so I think that could be a place for it, especially when you're talking about the biggest games, conference finals. But I would probably sell that he's gone as well. The other person I was getting to, though, is Scott Van Pelt, because this year, strangely, for the first time, they decided, hey, why don't we bring Scott Van Pelt to the finals like he does his Sports Center from the field of wherever Monday Night Football is being played on Mondays. Let's have him do that from after each game of the finals. And he did a rotating cast of people like Stephen A., players and coaches from the teams, reporters, analysts, whatever, from the ESPN, tree of people who are covering the sport, the series in person. And SVP said something in an interview a while back that I covered for Awful Announcing, where he talked about wanting to basically be that exact thing, some kind of correspondent, doing the interview that gets aired on Inside that maybe then Chuck reacts to, or something like that. I think it'd be a big missed opportunity to not incorporate him in some way, especially if he's open to being a team player like that. And that was just such good content after these games. I can't imagine getting rid of that.
Well, the other thing is they will have Flagship, or what I'm still calling Flagship, the ESPN, the streaming service. And so that's actually, now that I think about that, like I go much harder on the Stephen A. Smith sell, because all indications are you just look at the Pat McAfee and Rich Eisen stuff. They want to give viewers a choice. Like I think they're going to give you the choice of, hey, if you want to watch SVP, you can tune into the ESPN streaming service, or maybe vice versa. Maybe it works better given the time restrictions of everything with Inside the NBA and the concerns there. But I think the goal will be, you can pick and choose. You can watch Stephen A. Smith, you can watch Scott Van Pelt, you can watch Inside the NBA. So I do not think there will just be one standalone post-game show, whether that's a version of Countdown or Inside the NBA or Late Night with Scott Van Pelt. Like, I think you're going to have options here. So I still think, even though Inside the NBA plays a huge role in all of this, like, I don't think ESPN is just going to move on from any of these talents' responsibilities when it comes to their own NBA coverage.